my name's Sarah from M&M Estate Agents in Gravesend in Kent, and today I want to talk to landlords about protecting their rental income, especially given the changes in legislation that are coming our way with the Renters' Rights Bill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the data, I'm going to look at what that data tells us, and then I'm going to look at actually how landlords can protect themselves. So firstly, what's the data? So Rightmove's most recent stats have said 30% of landlords have experienced rent arrears, 30% of landlords have experienced property damage, and 20% of landlords have had to evict a tenant, which is really quite high. And then when we look at deposit disputes, 20% of those have been caused by rent arrears. Now that's massive and the highest that we've seen in the last 5 years, so even higher than during the pandemic. So what's the data telling us? The data's telling us really that the private rented sector is quite a volatile market to be in, and I can only expect that to get worse with the introduction of the Renters' Rights Bill. So the bill is going to be getting rid of the Section 21 notice, so we can only serve notices under a Section 8 to the tenants in terms of gaining possession. When we're looking at rent arrears, what it does is extends the period of time to which a tenant can be in arrears before that notice is served. So at the moment, they need to be in arrears by 2 months before they serve the notice. That's going to extend to 3 months. And they're also doubling the actual notice period itself. So at the moment it's 14 days notice period. That's going to double from 2 weeks, 14 days, to 4 weeks. So what can a landlord do to protect themselves? Firstly, thorough tenant referencing is a must. So make sure you're looking at a tenant's credit history, make sure you're looking at their current employment status, and if you can, get an existing landlord reference. When you're looking at employment status, perhaps you're getting an email from the employer or something similar, make sure that email is coming from a company email address and not a Gmail account. And there's various other things you can look at just to make sure that you're happy and confident that a tenant can afford to pay the rent and live in a property. For example, have a look at bank statements and have a look at payslips as well. The other thing that I would recommend is having some form of rent guarantee insurance. That means that if a tenant can't pay the rent, the insurance should kick in. So they'll pay the tenant's rent, so you've got some form of income. Depending on the policy that you've got, they'll pay for court costs until vacant possession is achieved. But you do need to make sure that you're looking at that policy, look at the conditions of the policy to make sure you're adhering to them. If you've got any questions or queries in relation to anything in this video, do reach out, do give us a call. We're here and ready to help.